Hi, I'm Jenny Lee, and you might have heard about me through my two little entities, Lock 5 Studio and Lock 5 Fiber Arts. They're really one and the same. I'm just an artist who has an obsession with yarn. It's just so beautiful and colorful and soothing. It's kind of a palette unto itself. So a lot of times I find myself more wrapped in the yarn world than I am in the studio. And so I spend a lot of time in this little space that I call the crochet corner. So I have been really tinkering around with the idea of doing a variety of podcasts for a while now. And sometimes I get torn between, do I want to make it about art or do I want to make it about yarn? And really, I don't necessarily think I have to make that choice. I think it would just be fun to have maybe like a weekly crochet corner podcast, just giving you a heads up as to what I'm doing, what I'm working on, because it is all my creative energy that goes into whatever project I'm working on, whether it's a painting or whether it is a garment that I'm crocheting, or if I'm doing some refinishing work with my husband. Another place that you can sometimes see me popping into is Lock 5 Fine Finishes. We haven't been doing a lot of that work lately, so right now that's just kind of on the DL. So anyways, someone else has recently started up a Fiber Arts podcast, and I can't even remember her name. I'm usually pretty good about like being tight-knit with the Fiber Arts community, with the people I get to know, but I actually just found her account today. And her first episode, I will put the link in the description, I guess you would say, because it was actually really inspiring to me, and it made me think I have a lot of fun things to share too, and it wasn't like, oh my gosh, I have more important things to say. I think that art is such a vibrant space where everybody can have something to say, and sometimes you may find somebody more interesting than somebody else, but that's the cool thing about growing your own community. So I want to be a part of hers. I hope that maybe she wants to be a part of mine. So in any case, this is basically the foray into trying to give my fiber arts more of a platform than just taking sexy pics and posting let's try that again. Taking sexy pics and posting, snazzy little reels. Because I have done some of my own designing and pattern writing, etc. And I'll tell you more about that in a few minutes. So I actually made a little agenda thinking, will I even have anything to talk about? And it's so long that I hope that this podcast episode, whatever you want to call it, episode 1, can be condensed into a short format so that it's interesting to watch. So I will just dive into a little bit of who I am. Like I said at the beginning, my name is Jenny Lee. I'm Jenny Lee Summers, actually. My daughter, I have one. She's 24. She resides outside of Philly in a suburb out there. We actually live in upstate New York, up in the foothills of the Adirondacks. So I know if you're like in downstate New York, that's probably like way up in Hickville. And if you're anywhere else in the world, you think I'm in New York City, but I'm neither in Hickville or in New York City. What's really cool about the area that I live is that there's just tons and tons of outdoor fun to be had. Like my husband and I spend the entire summer, every waking minute, kayaking and hiking and exploring the beauty that is all around us and just abounds like everywhere. And then, in the winters when it's cold, we kind of settle in and hunker down and use that as an excuse to work on different types of projects inside the house. So we don't mind the balance too much, though there have been times this past winter when I was wishing that I was down in Florida, because I spent a lot of time down there too, and I did not go this year, so I was feeling that. So anyways, I started crocheting when I was really young. I was probably like 5. My mom started teaching me some basic fiber arts things, crocheting a chain basically, I remember doing counted cross stitch at a really young age, 5, 6 years old maybe. Probably just to keep me busy. She had 3 kids, all under like the age of 5 at one point, and then when I became 6, my brothers became 4 too, and so she was just really busy, and I didn't really seem interested in toys, and I didn't really seem interested in playing with other kids, but I was really interested in working with my hands. And so from a really young age, she got me reading, and she got me being creative in a variety of ways. And one of those ways was in the fiber arts. So it's really always been a part of me. There was a period of time during my daughter's life when she was younger that I was really into making like amigurumis, and I would make scarves, and I had knit her some sweaters, like hoodie type sweaters. That was about the bulk of what I did. Everyone got on the crochet craze during COVID, and I didn't mean to. It really wasn't because I was like home. We were actually so busy. My husband and I were running a contracting company, and we were ridiculously busy. And so my mom had gotten me a crochet like pattern and yarn and stuff for Christmas in like 2021, I think. And I was like, whoa, that's such an interesting gift. But like, she knew how much I love to be creative. And so I dug into it after kind of probably not having crocheted in like 10 years. And I got really hooked. Now, funny side story, I'll have to dig that out. Like one day I'll do one of these where I have all the works in progress that I actually have, and I'll show them all. But that project is still not actually done. So I have completed tons of projects since then. I kind of went, like I had an ebb and flow to my crocheting during those first couple of years, depending upon how much my husband and I were working. I didn't finish a lot of projects though, mostly beanies, but I had like Afghans I started, patterns I started writing, like a big huge bucket list of things I wanted to make. I would just like randomly work on things, but I didn't really have any direction. And yeah, I wasn't really sure, like, well, what's the point of all this? Anyways, so about a year ago, a little more than a year ago, to be honest with you, my daughter started telling me, by the way, let's back up a little bit. A couple years before that, my daughter had told me, hey, you need to put your art on Instagram, and you should really get a TikTok and all this. And I was like, but about 2 years ago, I started listening to her, and I decided, hey, I need to separate out some of my accounts. I think the art one was a little longer than that, but I started separating out my personal accounts from like accounts that have to do with what I create. And initially I just had an art one for my paintings and my drawings and stuff. I eventually created a fiber arts one. And what was really interesting to me was that one actually got more popular more quickly in some platforms than the art one. But the crochet fiber arts community is really unlike any other. And I don't want to say the arts community is not supportive. However, what I do want to say is that I think that the fiber arts community is just more supportive. And I had gone through some tough times. My husband and I ended up deciding to put our business kind of on hold. Like I said, it's on the DL. I put our business on hold. We put it on hold, really. We needed to. We were burnt out really bad. And we were both like everything. We tried doing employees. That's really hard to do. When you're a tiny small business, you can't afford to pay people $25 an hour who don't know anything. And we were a high-end refinishing company. And so, if you're only paying people $15, $20 an hour, they can find a lot of excuses not to work. So we just ended up doing everything ourselves. And for a couple years, we were going at 100 miles an hour, and we ended up just needing to take a breather. So for insurance purposes and other financial reasons and time, etc., we just decided to take a breather from it. But it's been a really good thing, and it's facilitated me deciding to dig into being creative more outside of just in a utilitarian way, which is kind of what refinishing work really is. So anyways, that's kind of my crochet story. I got definitely more hooked last year. I started pattern testing, And I didn't really know anything about it. I kind of had a few ideas of, gosh, I have a few patterns I want to write. And I made a Ravelry account apparently like 4 years ago and didn't know it, and posted like a picture of something I was working on. And this was like I said, way back, maybe 2022, I don't remember, but a couple years ago. And so I realized like I definitely had like ambitions, but I just didn't know how to go about them. I didn't know how to write a pattern. I didn't know how to go about doing anything with it, you know. So, and I have ideas how to use fiber arts and crochet in a fine arts way too. And I want to explore all of these things. So, you know, how do I do that? So anyways, I got into pattern testing last late winter, early spring, about a year ago. I was just going through a really tough time in life. I don't even know how to explain it. It was just really difficult, and it actually got more difficult before it got better. But in any case, pattern testing like brought a lot of healing into my world. I started to connect with communities of people and making friends, and then like producing stuff. It like releases dopamine and it gives you hits of happiness. And so when I was just feeling so blue, I was able to get messages from people saying, oh, that's so beautiful, beautiful color, nice stitch work, and people kind of rooting for me. And so, you know, there was just a lot of healing that came to me through the crochet community. I found that in a space that I didn't even know existed, which was kind of cool. So that's where I'm at. I was thinking on these podcasts that what I would do is just kind of have like an agenda and fill it out in advance and say like, okay, these are the different topics I could cover and what would I talk about in each one. So I've come up with like several different categories. Like works in progress is like a whip category, and then like a dip category would be like designs in progress. I got that from the person, by the way, although I'm sure it could be easily arrived at, but she came up with that. So I just want to give her credit for coming up with a design in process acronym. Is that how you say it? I've got yarn hauls, mail, which I don't have any today. I'm probably going to do shout outs to people. Contests. I have a race to 1,000 giveaway contest going. Any dilemmas I may want to question and seek out help for. Maybe non-crochet tools that I like to use. Finished works, obviously. I have a love affair with yarn bowls. So if you check out my Instagram and even my other platforms, some of my favorite posts that I do are like very yarn bowl related. So I just have a love affair with yarn bowls, and most of my yarn bowls are pretty run-of-the-mill bowls. But anyways, some of the other things I might talk about a little less fiber arts related, but I'll like more keep those at the end. I may just talk about what teas I'm drinking, what thing I'm watching on Amazon Prime, or whatever I'm watching as I'm crocheting away. What book I might be listening to, which I listen to a lot of audiobooks as I'm crocheting away. And I do a ton of thrifting. So I probably will talk about what my latest thrift is, which is easy to do. A lot of times I'm actually wearing whatever I have thrifted. So 15 minutes in, that's amazing. I wasn't even sure if I would be able to talk for 15 minutes, and I haven't even started the agenda yet. So I'm gonna take a sip of tea here and talk about all of the works in progress I have going. I'm gonna start with this one here. This is the Ada cardigan pattern test, made by Pearl Me, I think is her Instagram handle. But anyways, the interesting thing about this piece, a couple things interesting about it. First of all, I'm in absolute love with the yarn, and it's been discontinued. I got it on clearance, which is the worst because you'll never get it again. But I haven't really found any other yarn like it. It's 100% acetate yarn. Let me get the... Okay, sorry. It was a clearance purchase from Hobby Lobby. And I can't even find any other yarns like it. So it's fascinating because now I'm on to just the sleeves. This is all the yarn I have left. I only have 5 skeins. So I was really, really playing yarn chicken. I've been playing yarn chicken with a lot of my projects lately. I will show you. In any case, I have 2 sleeves to make, and I don't think I'll get 2 long sleeves out of this little ball that I have left. So maybe like half. I don't know what I'm gonna do. This is basically 100% done except sleeves. So I've weighed it. It's 63 grams. So I'm gonna crochet the sleeves until I have like 32 grams, 31 grams or whatever left of yarn. Maybe just make sure I have like 32. And then I will do the other sleeve to match. And it's gotta have this little pattern in there at the bottom, hopefully. I may not do this ribbing because it's so dense and it takes up a lot of yarn. So maybe I'll just leave it like a plain edge with the one flower. I don't know. We're gonna see what happens. I hope the designer's not too upset because I do not think I have enough yarn to make it a long sleeve at this point. So anyways, I'm using this Hobby Lobby Yarn Bee acetate yarn, and I'm doing this one with my 4.5 clover because that one gave me the best gauge. So that is that project. Another one that I have going, actually I haven't even announced this pattern test on Instagram yet, so this is a sneak peek beyond the sneak peek, because a lot of times I do the yarn porn posts first, and I haven't even done that yet. I haven't even announced it. So this one I was really excited about because it is like a granny square top that I'm excited about, and this also a discontinued yarn, Yarnspirations Karen Colorama Halo. I don't know, it's probably backwards on there. I don't know how that works. But anyways, $7. So got 4 of them, and I'm excited. I think it'll be enough to do this, but this one isn't due right away, and I was only working on it when I needed a stress reliever. Because like the granny square is the most stress relieving thing you could make, basically. So I have that. And I want to say finally, yes, okay, finally, and this is one of my favorite yarn pulls, but that's not the one I picked for today, technically. So finally, oh, it's, okay, yes, finally, sorry. Finally, I have the cozy cropped cardigan designed by Brand by Brooks. I think her name is on Instagram. This one's been really an educational experience for me. I am not used to working with like the crochet rib knit, and it is definitely tedious, challenging, slow. Anyways, I've got the 2 front panels done. I've got this much of the back panel, which isn't much, unfortunately. I got to the point where am I? I got to the point where I'm finally decreasing on the neckline of the back panel. So yes, I'm a little behind on this one, but I fell on my wrist a few weeks ago and I busted it up pretty good. I fell on some black ice, and the movement of making the, what is it, yarn over slip knot back loop only, it really, it messes with my wrist. So I've had a tough time working on that one. Okay, so let's see. Let's move on to finished, because why not? This is the Love Bomb. The lighting in here is weird right now. This is the Love Bomb by Featherly Crafts that I just tested. Such a cute little pattern. It came out for Valentine's Day. What I haven't made yet, even though it's on my agenda, I've just been so busy testing the Heritage blanket, which I'll show you in a minute. But she has an F-bomb version too, which is adorable. I need to make one for my brother because he is, well, let's just say, expressive. So anyways, this one I made for my hubby for Valentine's Day. Isn't it adorable? I used chunky yarn to make this. So you could use a worsted weight, but it would come out smaller. I was actually really stoked with how big and chunky and fat and fun it is. So anyways, there's that. I made the Little Knots beanie for Una Crochets. I'm gonna put all the links to all these people's Instagrams in the description, or however that works. I haven't put this on my head. Now see how nice my hair looks right now? I don't want to mess up my hair. I will do a video of me actually wearing it, but this is the hat right here. I'll pull it off of the lovely model. I need to come up with a name for this model. I've been thinking lately, like, what do I name this? I want her to have a name, but anyways, again, the lighting is not great in here, but it just seemed like a nice day to start my podcast. And this is the lighting, and this is the crochet corner. There's not much I can do about it. So if I seem like I'm slightly in shadow, forgive me. I may try to figure out better lighting next time. We'll see. All right, so there's that. And, oh, let me show you the yarn chicken. And I will grab the biggest project I have probably made to date. My mom's big hooded duster cardigan thing is pretty intense, but this is the next level intense. So, oh, finished is the other thing I finished. Sorry, before I go to that, some of these folks' handles are like a little weird for me to say. This one's like Irish KLB on Instagram, but this is a mosaic square. It's about 20 inches, and she kind of designed like a purse out of it, but I decided, again, I've been like obsessed with chunky yarn lately, so I decided I would make it with chunky yarn and make it into a large pillow for my hubby and his man cave. So here's the yarn chicken I was playing with the hat. There's a decent amount. I might have gone up a hook size if I felt more confident that I had enough yarn to go, because it did tighten up a little bit on me. It's a great stitch. It's very dense and everything, but for me, if I do any type of slip stitch stitches, my attention increases by like exponentially, and I can go up 2 hook sizes and still not match the tension that I just matched in the previous part. So I do have to be careful about that. And then I think this is actually now the last one. All right, and this one I have not woven in the end, so don't make fun of me. No judgment here. But anyways, this is an Afghan by Wellstone Creations that I just finished, called the Heritage Blanket. I'm really excited about it. I haven't actually measured it, but I think it measures something like 50 by 60. I forget exactly. I'll have to measure it and let you know. But anyways, there's that. And this was made out of, I don't even have any skeins left. It's made out of, I love this yarn. And all I had left for yarn was these 3 little balls. That's it. That's the yarn chicken I was playing. I'm considering putting on like a red like rope type edge on the edge of this. My friend Crochet and Clay, who I wanted to give a shout out to, her name is actually Sudashna. She's from India. She has a YouTube channel as well, and I think it's Crochet and Clay. I'll link everything. She has this really cool edge, and so I kind of want to do that, and I think I have just enough. Then that would be like a mega game of yarn chicken, because I started with 12 skeins, and this is what I have left. So I've done the math, and I think it's like 2,900 yards of fabric right now, which is pretty big. And I may reconsider testing such monumental things in the future, just because I tend to stress myself out more than not. So anyways, there's that. Let's see. Speaking of Wellstone Creations, this beautiful little earring that you see hanging here, these little lovely earrings, she designed these. This was the most recent earring pattern test I did for her. She has a bunch of really cool designs. This one actually is probably my favorite though. And what you would think is that it would be super heavy. Now, mind you, the beads are optional. I always add beads to my earrings just because I have a billion of them and I'm just like that kind of girl. But what's really cool is that they're not heavy. They look like they would be really heavy, but they're not. And I'm super particular about that because I do not wear earrings very often, even though I should, because now that my hair is super chopped, I actually think it looks pretty. And these don't annoy me literally at all. I just don't think to put them in every day because I'm mostly here. So anyways, I always like to wear them if I go out and about though. So that's Wellstone Creations. So another thing I want to do is I just want to announce that I am trying to get to 1,000 followers on Instagram. So what I've done is I've put together a surprise package. It's not really a surprise. I'm telling you what it is. A giveaway package. Whoa! Now I'm dropping things. Valued at, I don't really know what, but I will tell you what is in the giveaway if I can get to 1,000 followers. If you want to be entered, what you've got to do is you have to go to Instagram and like and share and tag, and then tag a few friends saying which thing in this fun giveaway you would like to have the most. So what's in the giveaway is there are 3 skeins of this lovely purpley lavender yarn, affordable yarns. It says it's about 150 yards per skein, so that's like 450 skeins or yards of yarn. This might come in handy if you have these. So that comes with. I did a pattern test for Crazy Beautiful Crafts last summer that was really fun, and it was a snake, and you squeeze its mouth and like the little ball came out. But people do frogs and all kinds of things. So 3 of these. Let's see, a clover size 10 crochet hook, which seems kind of random, but my husband ended up buying 2 of them for me, and I thought it'd be fun to include like a really nice crochet hook in this because I don't need to, although watch me lose the one, but I barely ever use that size hook. So I love covered scissors for traveling and crocheting, and I just happen to have, like, again, a brand new extra pair. Just sometimes I have more than I need for things. Here is a pair, another Wellstone Creations pair of earrings that I made. These are super fun and bright and colorful. So these come in the contest kit, contest pack, whatever you want to call it. It's a prize package worth whatever you want it to be worth, I guess. This is a little pin that is the cutest thing, and it says life would suck without yarn, and it's got like a little like succulent thing made out of yarn, and yeah, it's just cute. I have a ton of yarn pins, so I thought it'd be fun to share one. I might have a duplicate of that might be. This is a little pack of darning needles. There's metal ones and plastic ones in here. These are stickers that I have designed because, like I said, I am an artist, so there are some stickers. And then my latest brainchild, which is the soap sock. And so I'm going to talk about that in just a minute because that is a design in process. But this is the soap sock. And in, whoops, there's a hair. Sorry, that's gross. All right. So anyways, this is the soap sock. And you win this soap sock and this lovely bar of Dove soap in the soap sock if you win this amazing showcase showdown worth, I don't know. It's probably worth like 50 bucks though, honestly. Maybe even more. I don't know exactly. But depending on what I would charge for the earrings. So I would say it actually probably worth more like $100 depending upon what I would charge for my stickers and the earrings and all that stuff. But it doesn't matter what it's worth. It's worth whatever it's worth to you. And I would love for you to apply to win it. So that is the Showcase Showdown in the race to 1,000 followers. Whoops, on Instagram. Let's not forget the scissors. So speaking of work in development, patterns in development, designs in process, dips. See, it's not as easy to remember as I was thinking. So I designed this little pattern called the soap sock because my husband and I have like one thing in life that we like, maybe 2. I like good tea. I'm going to talk about my tea choice in just a minute. But we like good soap, and it deteriorates ridiculously quickly, and it drives me crazy. So last year, before I ever even did my first pattern test, I decided, you know what? I can make this out of yarn. And I did. And we used them for like a year solid until I decided to step away from crochet, and then I came back in the spring again, started pattern testing for people again, and kind of telling people, hey, you know, I wrote like a little tiny pattern, and I got so much encouragement that I ended up like, without even meaning to, like starting a whole pattern test. So if you check out my page, you'll see that there's testing and process. It's a really slow test because I new at all this, but this is what I have currently designed right now, which is pretty cool. I love this thing. We love them. They massage you when you use them. They're washable. They're biodegradable. They're just fabulous, actually. The soap gets smaller and smaller, and it doesn't matter. Like it's the coolest thing ever. You can have several of them so that you can have different ones for different people, so you can wash them out, rotate them. I love them, honestly, and they're indestructible. Like, I insisted on throwing his last one away, and he was like, but I'm like, it's 25 cents of yarn, if that, and 30 minutes of my time. Can I make you a new one? Like, it's very dedicated to like things that he's used, I think a lot of men are like that. So anyways, that's kind of my current designing process. Okay, what else? My golly, going on and on and on. So we've talked about my dilemma with my sweater. We've talked about all the stuff I've been working on. A couple other things I wanted to get to before I go like off yarn topic onto other things. This week, my favorite bowl, so let me tell you about my yarn bowls if you're curious about them. I get them everywhere. I mostly try not to pay for them. That's the goal. But occasionally I do. I get them yard sales. I get them from side of the road bins for free. I get them from family members. I get them donated to me. But this one I think was $2 at a yard sale, and I love it. The inside is super smooth. It's very heavy. I don't know how much it weighs. I could go use my little yarn scale there if you've seen on my page. It's a heavy bowl. And the reason why I like that is because when you're pulling and you're tugging as you're crocheting your work or whatever you're doing, you're knitting, the bowl's not going to move on you. And so the bowl doesn't add any resistance to the yarn, which is one of my reasons why I'm eternally grateful I spent the $2 that I used to get it at the yarn store. It's also kind of a fatter bowl, so the cool thing about it is that it can hold a cake reasonably well if you do not want to wind it up into a ball. So for that reason, I like this bowl a lot. Another thing I want to do is I want to show you my latest haul, which is giant because it was my birthday. So I got an unexpected sewing machine. I got a big yarn haul. And I'm just overwhelmed with what I've been blessed with. So I'm going to go grab those and I will be right back. Now, some might say that my hubby went a little crazy for Christmas, for my birthday. But we happen to find this Serger sewing machine, which you can see it's not in the box right now because it's in the sewing room with my other two machines, on clearance at Joann's. So there was only one other one there, and literally at the time that we pulled this off the shelf, somebody else grabbed the other one and there were none within a second of each other. So I'm really excited. I have never had a Serger before, so this is super exciting for me. I am so short, and one of the things that drives me crazy is that I cannot hem all the long dresses I like to wear. So this one drags the floor when I wear it, and that's why I only wear it at home. And I'm excited to have the options to be able to hem all of my knit dresses and, well, do all of the amazing things that you can do with the Serger. I mean, it's limitless, So another toy that he got me is a yarn winder, and he got a nice one for me. Like, this thing feels industrial strength. It feels like it came right out of the Industrial Revolution. So I'm really excited because this will give me the option to combine yarns to create yarn cakes and really diversify my project capacities. So this I'm super excited about. It should essentially be able to do this, right? This is a blended yarn. It's got like a light purple, a dark purple, and a white, but it's 3 strands together. So this essentially will take any yarns that I want and create a cake of yarn for me. So I'm super excited for that. And then finally, let me get some of this stuff out of the way as far as hauls are concerned. I was encouraged to just like replace my stash, which was depleted, especially after all these recent tests. So I was like, okay, well, I kind of went like, oh, I'll spend $100, you know, and I wasn't sure where or how or whatever I would do, wherever I would order, but I ended up ordering from Yarnspirations, Amazon, and eBay. So sometimes I do buy yarn off of eBay as well. So I'll just go like down into the box, which is really big and full of yarn, and if I try to pick it up, I don't even know if I can. Oh my gosh, no, I can't. So we're just I'm not even sure what I'm gonna do with all the yarn as I unpack it from the box, because the space is getting tighter by the minute. Anyways, this is probably my favorite find. It came off of eBay. My husband loves to call this old new stock, I think. Yeah, it's old, but it's new, right? This is so old, this Bernat yarn, that there's no barcode on it, which is really neat. And I have 10 skeins of, it smells brand new. This yarn has got to be at least 50 years old, because it's 2025, and this is 1975 or previous to that. So what's really cool is this is a really beautiful like pink yarn with like a thread of darker pink going through it. It's got a little bit of like a boucle texture, and I was able to get 10 skeins of it for $20 total shipped. So I was really excited about that. I went to Hobby Lobby as well, so honestly, I don't even know all the places I was able to procure yarn, but let's just dig into the next one. So this, I got 5 skeins of this Yarn Bee Yarntopia. I really love how this feels. It just feels amazing. It is 100% acrylic yarn, but it feels so luxurious and soft. It's got 312 yards per skein. And I liked it too because it's not a heavy skein. I don't think they put numbers on their yarn, but I would call this a number 3. All right. It'll probably just pile up with yarn as I go here. Another find that I got, some of these yarns I don't even know what I'm going to be doing with. I just want to design some things, and so I was buying as many skeins of one color as I could just so I'd have stuff to work with. This is, I love this cotton. I do love the I love this cotton line of yarn. I don't love the I love this yarn line of yarn, which is pretty funny because I don't love it, but I do love the cotton. And I was able to get, this is pewter. I was able to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 skeins of pewter, it looks like. So that's pewter. I would love to do some designing for like my husband. So I know there's not a lot of guy crochet out there, so it's something on both of our radars because he's always asking me about it. Let's see, I'm gonna set those aside for 2 seconds because this has gotten a little bit disorganized as I was putting it in here. But anyways, okay, so more I love this cotton. And this one is, let's see, olive. This one I was able to get 8 skeins of olive. So that is pretty exciting. I don't think too many others with 8 skeins, but 8 skeins of olive. Olive, you can hang out down there. All right. And oh, one more of I love this cotton. I guess there were a couple of these. My husband really loved this color. It's kind of like a periwinkle, and it is called Stonewash. I don't know if I would call it Stonewash. It's kind of purpley colored for that, but whatever. I don't make up the names. Okay, so what else I got at Hobby Lobby? 4 skeins of this Bambootiful. I do love bamboo yarns. Everybody says they stretch really badly. I go down hook sizes. I try to make my stitches tighter. I don't know. I just try to deal with that. I got 4 skeins because that's what they had. 257 yards. So that's not a ton that I can work with. This is what they had. And like I said, I just want to have it. And then it makes pattern testing a lot easier when you've got a significant amount of yarn in your stash, because usually the designer will say, hey, this is going to take about this much yarn, and you can go, oh, I have that much, or I don't. All right, so then the last thing I got at Hobby Lobby, I got a bunch of yarns so that I could make up an inventory of the soap socks that I could sell off of my website, which I'm building. So I didn't mention that before. I'll probably go into it more maybe in the next episode. So right now my website isn't up and running. My Ravelry is kind of not really doing anything. I've got like one pattern test up there. But anyways, I had a shop on Etsy. I don't like using Etsy, so my goal is to actually just have my website and do all my sales off of that. So I got some fun colors for the soap socks, that I haven't seen in the other kind of cotton yarns that are out there, the variegated cottons. So I really liked those. That can just bring me into probably my Yarnspirations order, I guess. I got 6 different colors of the Bernat Handicrafter. Again, these will work great for the soap socks. And I only have to make one at a time basically, and just, you know, replenish each one as they get ordered. So hopefully I'll get some orders. I don't know. People seem to really like the soap socks, so I'm kind of excited that some people are so responsive to it. So all right, we're getting there. Here's some Amazon yarn. This is the Amazon yarn. I did get one yarn from Amazon, one order. I really love this company, Knit Pal. I've used their yarn before. This is just a cool, like, you can't really see it on here probably because the lighting again is really awful because I'm like backlit, but in any case, I'm really excited to try this like silky sort of looking sheeny type yarn. It's really soft on the outside though. This is polyester and acrylic. It's both. So we just had a whole bunch of cotton yarns that we went through. So that's polyester and acrylic. More from Yarnspirations. They had like a bunch, they had a good sale. Things were on clearance. I was able to like get a whole bunch of yarn for really inexpensive, which I was really excited about. This is Bernat Softy Cotton. I don't even think I've actually opened this up to touch it. This is like a thinner, this is nice. This is like a thinner cotton. Again, so sorry about the lighting. I'll have to think about that. Because this is the crochet corner, so I'm not exactly sure how I'll film it. Not with the afternoon sun. I'll try to, maybe in the morning. So maybe the next one I do, I'll do it in the morning. And we'll compare notes with the lighting. So if you stuck it out with me this long, you rock. Anyways, this is a beautiful like seafoam green. It is called Pool Green. 60% cotton, 60% acrylic. I got 6 skeins. There's 254 yards per skein. So that's a decent amount. Pretty excited about that. We are getting to the bottom of the box here, and they're fat skeins, so it'll go quick because there's only 2 more to go through. I got 6 skeins of this Bernat yarn, which I just really love. Oh my gosh. It's like a green, gray, well, like a chartreuse, yeah, variegated with grays and like light, like cream or an off, like a taupe maybe, I guess. Anyways, I got 6 skeins of that. This is probably acrylic, right? Yes, acrylic, 6 skeins. Lastly, 3 skeins. I'm not a big fan of Red Heart yarn. I'm not. This is actually the first time I've ever bought Red Heart yarn with intention, which is really funny. This one I already opened, so I'm just gonna go with this one. But I was kind of excited because this gives me a ton of yarn to play around with. Each one, I got 3 of them. They're giant. Each one has like 649 yards. I really want to do some designing. This might make it so that I could like work on a sweater for my hubby maybe, because I would get enough yarn. So, and it is a more comfortable yarn than like the Super Saver. So I thought I would give them a try because the price was good. So that is the yarn haul, the Fiber Arts haul that I got kind of during the month of February during my birthday, which shouldn't take up the whole month, but my husband didn't get married till he was 50, and so he can't help himself. He does spoil me, not gonna lie. All right, so I think that brings us to maybe non-crochet tools that I love, and then a couple other side things. So one of my favorite crochet tools that I love is my footrest. I actually got this off of Amazon. I have two of them. One is wood and one is this. This actually has like a Velcro thing that comes undone. But I love this because I'm short, and even in a low chair like this, it will cause me a lot of back pain to crochet all day, so I can like prop my feet up on this, and it pushes me back into the chair. And this is an electric blanket, which keeps me warm and soothes my back muscles, so it's kind of like dual purpose. So a footrest is just super helpful, and they make them in all different types. I actually have a wood one here that I use a lot in the office, but I use it here too. It's got like a textured surface. This works great. The other one gets kind of hot sometimes, so if I need to warm my feet up, then I use that one. And if my feet are too hot, then I use this one. So that's one of my favorite non-crochet crochet tools. And I'll just say, what I am drinking for tea right now, if you've made it this long, is awesome. I actually have milk in my tea today, creamer, which I don't normally, but today I do. And I like to make tea blends. I rarely will drink tea straight up. This is mango passion fruit and vineyard peach strawberry. They're both blacks, so I steeped them about 1 tablespoon each for about 4 minutes at 212 degrees in my French press, and that's been my afternoon tea. I will also say that my dress is proudly thrifted. I really love this dress. It's super comfy and cozy, and even if it's wintry outside, which it is today, not gonna lie, if this looks like it's warm out, it's not. But I have my space heater and my electric blanket and my hot tea, so you would not know that I'm chilly. It's summer inside here in the crochet corner. So anyways, this I got off of eBay. I can't even tell you the brand. I don't even know. And it probably costs like 10 bucks. I try to get my stuff for $10. So anyways, that's what I'm crocheting in today. And what I'm listening to and what I'm watching when I'm crocheting this week. I've been, when my hubby's home, I'll turn on the TV and we'll watch something together. When he's not home, I'll listen to an audiobook or whatever. So my audiobook, I just finished it. So I don't even have a new one picked out yet, but I just finished up Sense and Sensibility. And then I'm also watching on Amazon Prime, one of our favorite things to binge on are the various narrowboat adventures that you can find that happen in the UK. And right now we're watching one which is just called Travels by Narrowboat, which I will put the link in the description as well. I definitely don't always see all of the amazing countryside that gets put up on the screen because I am so blind that if I take off my glasses, I see nothing. I take off my glasses to crochet because I can only see about this close. Otherwise, I can't see. So I take off my glasses to crochet, and then I cannot see what's on the TV for the most part. But it's so soothing to listen to, and it's just fun to kind of dream with my husband and think like, gosh, you know, that could be us someday. And I know we're in the United States, so it seems kind of like a weird thought, but sometimes I think that could be us. So you never know. One day I could be crocheting on a canal. I've been crocheting in a kayak though, so that's fun. I like to crochet everywhere I go. Some of my favorite things to do is to like find an unusual place to crochet. So like crocheting and walking, crocheting and kayaking, crocheting when I'm in a restaurant, crocheting during just whatever. So I love to get myself like hooked up. I have a little bag. I don't know if it's right here. No, I have my little drawstring pouch that I put my yarn ball into, and I'll just be walking along crocheting, and everyone is always commenting on how funny that is. So anyways, if you made it this far, that is so cool. I really appreciate you. If you like this, I would ask that you would please subscribe. I probably should have said that way at the beginning, but I'm new at this, so if I don't think of things, that's just the way it goes. If there's anything you want to know, if there's any questions you have, if you have any other commentary to give me, I would love to hear it in the comments. I'm so grateful that you are along for the ride. So thanks so much. I hope you have a fantastic Friday. It's Friday today, and I hope you enjoy your weekend. See you next time.